Oochie coochie, la la la, oochie coochie. Yeah, I'm catching some heat playing MC Brains. I don't care. I'm the host of the show. I can play whatever the hell I want. Ain't no half Steppin Marcus J. They in here giving me the funny face. The only person that's holding me down right now is my man Big Rube. He's like, yo.
What? Are you kidding me?
I see you over here. Yeah, but you didn't know what it was. We had to tell
I was
you.
before anybody else. I didn't need y'all to tell me. I just needed a second.
Never heard that song a day in my life.
That's why you just gave me the face.
Because you're too young,
like,
that's why. You need to stop that.
Yeah, man, you killing me. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. All right, a couple of real quick things to get into. A couple of comments that we get in social media responding to the last segment that we just did. Joy, my sister Joy is saying domestic violence is hard on kids. 20 years is serious for not shooting them. I agree with that. My brother Neil, what's up, True Fighter? Thank you for all your support. I see the work you put in for us, and we appreciate it. Neil is saying no disrespect to Ruben and Carlton, but facts are what they are. Not everybody wants to take a life under any circumstances, and her warning shot was just that, a warning. It was not reckless recreation finding a weapon, and as far as she should have gone back to jail for running errands. I don't think that they should send her back for that. It is correctable via a conversation with her and the judge and the lawyers. Reasonable. I absolutely agree with your position on that one, Neil. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. That's why you had something for me?
Yes, I love New York. I want to say hello. We got a special shout out. We have a new listener, Hakeem, out in New York.
What up?
He's saying he's listening to the show, but he likes my voice.
He likes your voice.
Yeah.
Well, Hakeem, we like the fact that you're listening, and
Hakeem
you can
crazy.
hear her voice every single Monday night from 7 to 9:30. Damn, it'd be 9:30 in 12 minutes, and we going over. So you might
need to get a new hearing
You might
aid.
get a little extra. Ain't no hashtag with
no,
Marcus
we don't
J.
need
We
that.
ready for you, Big Rube.
I mean-
I know we get into you late, but damn it, you getting your whole piece of segment here, and we getting ready to jump into the round table, and it's on you, my man. What you got?
I mean, obviously Hakeem hasn't heard the ad about her party starting. He would take that statement
If
back.
he continues to listen to us, he will eventually hear the promo that she shot for Deep House Sessions with DJ Melendez.
I mean, 'cause that's just funny
He
every
gonna
time I
get y'all
listen.
for messing with me.
No.
Yeah, okay, whatever. All right, pack of 4 things today. First of all, we'll start with Carlton Banks on this one, because I know I can count on Carlton Banks to give me good answers. Carlton Banks,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you, man? Your face is weak.
It's the only face he got. I agree with you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look where they shouldn't be looking. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So, what's the most violent American sport that we have?
Wow.
Between hockey and soccer.
Why?
Why? Soccer, there's no protection. Hockey, they allow you to fight.
All right. That's why. With that turned up face, looking like you just ate a burnt up Cheeto.
I'm gonna say hockey and
I just said one, but that's okay. Go ahead, give me 2.
boxing.
Boxing ain't fun.
It doesn't matter. That wasn't the question.
All right, Tony.
I was gonna say UFC, if that counts.
The UFC does count. That's a sport. And Marcus J.
Any pugilistic sport for me. So you can put you can put
Don't
pugilistic.
tell me it's
I mean, that's the
gymnastics.
10-cent word a day.
Okay.
How about you give us some English, man?
Any hand-to-hand combat fighting sport, which will include boxing, UFC, stuff like that. For the same logic that Carlton gave with regards to soccer, which I loosely agree with him on soccer, but soccer would be lower on the list for me. But I agree that it is violent. But any sport that involves pugilism for me is definitely the most violent. There's a Russian dude in UFC that's in a coma right now.
Yeah. I agree with the UFC. I also agree with Banks on soccer. Having played soccer, soccer's pretty violent. Yeah, you don't get a whole bunch of bloody noses and stuff like that, but you can get beat down very easily. And the only pads is you have those little punk ass shin guards on your shin. I mean, yeah, you can get hurt. I'd knock some dude's teeth out. He tried to slide tackle. I had to punt the ball. I got the ball in his teeth. I mean, we were down 12-0, so that was my victory. Now,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
I'm sorry. How you gonna say that and then not allow us a laugh moment?
Oh, I didn't stop you.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
All
laugh moment.
Laugh moment.
I mean, you can laugh if you want.
I'm sorry. Okay. You done? I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. You
I
done?
don't care.
All right, you done?
Cool. Yeah. We're done.
Okay, we're done.
Okay. You're back up here.
Okay, we're done.
Now, we're gonna start with Marcus J on this one.
Okay. Y'all
In
know I
Utah-
like to talk.
In Utah, they've changed some laws recently
Okay.
on polygamy,
Okay.
making it not a jailable offense now. Because in Utah, if you were caught with multiple wives, you would go to jail.
Yeah, like Warren Jeffs and all his little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no, but that's more of a cult.
He went to jail equally because of the
Yes.
little girls and the polygamy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Warren Jeff's a little crazy.
Yeah.
So, now that polygamy is legal, everybody's seen sister wives and all that stuff. Old boy's got 4 wives, a whole mess of kids in 4 different homes. If you had the opportunity, Marcus J, would you be a polygamist?
Yes.
Why would you
Because
be?
I like women. I like chocolate and I like
What's that got-
caramel
none of this got to do with
and
anything.
butter pecan.
I mean, you
And-
don't like white chocolate?
Hell no.
You better get some ice cream.
I don't like no white chocolate. That's just me.
That's
I mean,
cool.
You know, I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but nah. But no, I know. I said that in a clowning way, but that would be something that I would have to seriously consider because of the stigma that you have in the Western world and the fact that it would be frowned upon, and
Like you care about being frowned upon.
I honestly I don't, but there are certain people in my circle whose opinions that I respect, and a decision like that would be something that I would have to honestly, seriously consider. But my natural reaction was that very quick yes that I just gave you because
You do understand in the polygamous lifestyle, yes, they do have to. The male has to reach out to his wife or wives for them to talk about it, but ultimately it is his.
I mean, if you're gonna do something, then
I'm just saying.
But don't be punk about it. Don't mess around with it. Go on and do it expeditiously, and talk to your lady.
All
I
right.
mean, it is what it is. I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, it's not politically correct, but I don't do passive aggressive and punk on this show, and so my natural reaction was that quick yes you got.
I mean,
I know I'm gonna catch some heat for that, particularly when I get home tonight.
For what?
Not really worried about that because
I mean, I don't know why you would.
I'm not really worried about that. I mean, I know we might have to have a discussion, but okay, let's have the discussion.
I mean, it is illegal in Virginia.
Yeah,
but-
it's illegal. I mean,
So,
I mean,
you ain't got nothing to worry
but
about.
you know what? There's places in the world where it's legal and it's something that is natural and happens.
Yeah,
and
like
that does,
Utah.
and it doesn't mean not just in Utah, but it doesn't mean that
Yeah,
everybody
just saying.
else doesn't mean that everybody else got it wrong.
Correct. Carlton Banks.
Mm-hmm.
You care to explain?
I love my wife. I'm going home. Sleep like this. I know.
So you would be a
I don't want that
polygamist?
headache.
You don't want the headache of being
I don't want that
polygamous?
headache. I don't want the headache of more than one wife. Mm-mm.
One wife's enough for you?
One wife is enough for me.
Too much?
For real, I can't deal with that headache. I wouldn't want that headache personally. I mean, it's too much. That you got to have conversation factors for each different woman, and then if they had the same conversation piece, then I'm going to get bored because when I come to wife number 2, I got to repeat everything I just said to wife number 1. Yeah, I will. I won't have.
Actually, in that culture, that you tell the head wife, and the head wife tells the other wives.
Yeah,
She's
so
the
I
boss.
will.
Yes, she's the boss wife.
Yep, she's the boss. She's
So-
the boss. She wear the big pants. Okay. Yeah, she has a different opinion, but it may be the same as wife number 1.
Well,
I can't.
you know.
I won't. I ain't got that. I ain't got that time of patience.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because if you ain't wife number 1, you got no say anyway for the most part in that. So, Tony, would you engage in that? Would you be a additional wife for someone?
Absolutely not.
Why?
One, I don't share. Like, I need to be the center of everything in our relationship. Like, our relationship is me and you and not them. Like,
And your mama and your cousin too.
yeah, like, I mean, I'm that.
I'm telling the truth. I'm just saying.
I'm that everything that you need. I'm the intelligence, I'm the sense of humor, I'm the sensuality, I'm the best friend, I'm the spirituality, I'm everything you need. So you don't need all those extra things. And no, and that's just gross.
That's just gross.
You might have HPV.
I was gonna say.
I mean, you could, but I would assume you would get checked out. He would have you checked out.
But then you have to get checked out like every day.
I
Because
mean, you don't think they don't?
They probably don't.
I mean, you know what? The only thing that I'll say to that is if you are going to be in a community of sister wives, you know, you would have to make sure that everybody initially is safe.
Yeah.
And then once everybody is initially safe, just like you would be with your
Significant other.
then, you know,
You ain't worry about that.
the assumption is that you are safe once.
Unless you stray.
Well, you know, I
Well,
mean,
that's the thing. If one person, then you bringing stuff back to everybody else.
but
Everybody's getting
but
infected.
what I'm saying is, if you're going to be, let's say you're in a community of, you know, and I'm gonna change it to say spouse, because I have seen where there's a story that I saw that a woman has multiple husbands. So you know, it ain't gonna be just about the fellas catching the heat on it. This one here, we know how he feel, but he ain't gonna say it. That's fine for him, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't really care.
He might get down
I'm
with
gonna say
a
what I
couple
feel,
with a
and
couple husbands.
I'll deal with it later. But the reality is, if you're gonna be in a community of more than two, then everybody needs to make sure that everybody's straight. And then once everybody's straight, then do what you're gonna do. I'm not somebody that's worrying about what somebody else is doing, man.
Yeah.
Can't.
So seriously, I think that this lady that works in my building we call her the third wife.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You just gonna call somebody out already?
No, I mean I don't know her name. She doesn't work with me, but she.
So I'm getting yelled at right now on social media, but it's like subtle. You know what I mean? Like they're not yelling, but they, you know, you can tell that Joy and Michelle both got some words for me because they both just type shaking my head, SMH,
Whatever.
And Joy is 100% with you, Tony. She's giving you an amen. So
Got the eyebrow
So
raised.
Tony,
yeah, I got the eyebrow.
I mean, before I go to
eyebrow
that's why
raise.
I'm gonna switch it. Are you the same? Are you the same thing then? Would you like to have multiple husbands? Legal multiple
Don't
husbands.
nobody care about no
Absolutely
legalities.
not. That's a lot of work. Like
Don't make the face at me. I don't care about no
It's like having
legalities.
12 kids.
Right. It's too much, and you wouldn't be able to, like, it would just be like little pieces of relationships. It would be a waste of time. It would be exhausting, and you really wouldn't. Like, what would you get out of that? Except for maybe a lot of
You asked?
Christmas gifts and
Okay.
there's more to life.
I'm not thinking about. I'm not thinking about.
I would think there would be some different pluses if women were to have multiple husbands. I mean, I wouldn't be that multiple husband, but that's
Hey, look,
that
man.
goes.
Look, I mean, everybody has a right to want what they want. Those people in Utah that, you know, just like the gay folk in states where it's not legal, they run in the city hall. Trust me, it's some people in Utah going, word, we can not be fronting now. We can actually go to church, you know, with all our wives and husbands and be public with it.
Yep.
You know, so I mean,
Ain't nothing wrong with
you know,
that.
the truth of the matter is, I ain't never in the history of my life ever met a sister that would go for that. So, I mean, can you grab a mic when you speak, man?
Not by getting
Well,
married.
side piece.
That's different than being
it's
married.
different, man. That's different.
Well,
That's
it's only different when the side piece thinks she's the wife.
No, I mean, I don't personally. I don't like that phrase. I just don't.
Whether you like the phrase or not, it's legitimate.
Yeah, I don't like. To me, that's
And
up
it was
there.
the first time he smiled tonight,
It's
too.
up there with the B word and the N word for me. I don't like that phrase. But you
Jump
know,
off, whatever.
Yeah,
Side piece is more personal.
Okay, all right, well, whatever.
I mean, a jump off is I don't got no emotion. Side piece, I kind of care about you a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. I was the only one that saw you in your birthday suit.
Hey, y'all are killing me right now.
That's why. That's why.
You don't know that song?
Yeah.
I can share you with my wifey. You ain't hear that?
Michelle says, "Who would want to have multiple partners? I'm selfish. I don't share it all. Never have. Never will."
I'm with you, Michelle.
So you wouldn't want to have even if you're a head wife, you wouldn't want to be
No.
in that
I
situation.
think the easy
No.
answer is no. I mean, you know, it's definitively. You see her face. Look at her face.
Okay.
And she's annoyed at the question.
Yeah, like, what would be
I
the
mean-
perk? I don't understand. I don't know what.
There is no
what
perk.
would be the benefit of that? Unless they're like tax deductible.
I mean, it's not even for us to discuss. I mean, well, not. Let me rephrase that. It's not for us to worry about when people in that lifestyle they get the perks and it's good for them.
Yeah.
First
You know?
husband's bad in bed. Good thing we got the second.
Hey.
that could be.
But
That-
you know, you
that-
can have a
that
different
could be.
husband for a different reason.
Yeah.
One got money. One take care of you in the bedroom. One can cook. One can do something else. They can't have kids. So unless you having kids,
Well,
you
we
just,
do that now. They're called friends.
Okay.
I mean,
Did you
And-
see the air fruit? The air
yeah,
quote?
and they just got mad at side piece.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of hypocritical.
It's not hypocritical.
Why is it not
Why is
hypocritical?
it not hypocritical?
Why not?
Because
we
what?
can have friends and they're just
And men
strictly
can't have
friends.
side pieces?
There's no intimacy there at all,
And-
unless we want there to be.
And so,
However-
so men can't have jump offs because there's no intimacy
No,
with a
because
jump
the
off.
men- That's usually the main reason why you got to jump off. is
But
for-
you just said you can have friends. But when we said
Right.
side piece of jump off,
But
you got a
her
little.
friend was just a friend.
right. Women, we seek more emotional fulfillment.
That
That's
must
not
be,
true.
So because you seek more emotional fulfillment, that makes us wrong.
I'm not saying that.
Well,
I
that's
That's
what
what
it
you
sounds.
said.
That is
no,
what you're
no,
saying.
No, I didn't say that. I said our friends are different from a side piece or jump off.
How
because
so?
We don't necessarily do anything wrong with our friends.
What's wrong?
Then why are
We
they
don't
your
have
friends?
sex
Yeah.
with somebody
Why is
and
that
you're
wrong?
married.
Why is that?
So what? So why'd you have air quotes when you said friends?
'Cause that's
Usually
what
that
they
means
are
friends with
friends.
benefits. Am I
No,
wrong?
no.
Am I wrong, people?
No. Let me
Yes,
just
my
tell
friend
you, a
can
woman
cook very
always
well.
got
That's
a
my
man on
benefit.
standby. Just remember that.
And that's why there are less men out here than women. Because every woman's got a man on standby and never. And you know what? Some of y'all might got the same man, so y'all already doing it right now.
Ruben said, in case of emergency, break glass.
I mean, that's what they got apparently. That's what they got.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
What are you sorry about? I mean, you act like this ain't been you ever.
It's not. It hasn't been me ever.
Good. You're one of the few.
No acting.
What never been you? What?
You ain't never had a friend.
No.
You ain't never had a side piece.
No.
So it's all you're just completely
I told
monogamous.
y'all, man. I don't like that word. Can we?
What word are we
Never
talking about?
had a-
because it's too damn long.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I thought we were supposed to be being real here, Marcus.
Yeah, well-
Whether you like the word or not, it's a word that's synonymous with
All right.
what we're talking about.
Okay. Fair enough. You're right, but I don't like it.
Well,
I'm just
And
on
you
going
can
with
just
it.
Another
you can just
word.
look mad and not like it. Then I don't care.
Cut that bullshit out, man.
This
for
is
real, yo. Hold
this
up,
is my
man.
segment.
Hold up, man.
Hold up, what?
We're not gonna do that.
You sat here and cried about. I don't like that word. I don't
Well, I
like that word.
don't.
But the word is used for what we need to use it for. You can not like that word, but I'm going to use it because it talks about what I'm talking
Michelle is agreeing with you, Tony. She's agreeing with you. Of course, the sisters are staying together.
Of
on
course.
this one.
I mean, no, it's not about staying
Yeah,
together.
well,
It's about
They
being
staying-
real
they staying-
and true.
They staying together on this
about. Here
one.
it is. This is going to tear sisters
What
apart
it
in a
is.
second.
Thank you, Michelle.
So when the dudes start getting passes, because I need to get one of them passes
Yeah.
where you can go and have a baby by somebody else and
Oh,
still marry
no.
and still
Oh,
marry
no.
Here we
and
go.
then have the nerve for. Look, everybody knew what I'm talking about.
Yes,
We
we
ain't
do.
doing
Really?
that.
Yes,
I
we
mean,
do.
so your boy Dwayne Wade, they could have broke up or whatever.
Here we go.
They broke up, air quotes,
Here we go.
and then he went had sex with somebody else that he knew. Of course, he had it unprotected because, hey, I'm a baller. My sperm needs to be everywhere. And you know what? She gets pregnant. In November, she has a child. Oh, the Lord blessed me with this child. Hey, Gabrielle, you and I had a child when we went together. Will you marry me? Yes, I love you. I'll marry you. And you know what? I blame all this on myself because had I not been worried more about my career instead of my relationship, he would have never done this. He would. Really? When did dudes get passes? Please tell me. I need to know.
Wait, but by the way,
By what way?
Now she's pregnant. So.
So what? So that makes it
I'm
the
not
pass
saying-
legit.
I'm not saying.
Marcus is about to
it's
shock himself
okay,
over there.
When did? Well, let me ask you. Hey Banks, you got a pass like that, dog?
I don't have $90 million in my bank account, so no.
What do you mean, Gabrielle? You ain't got pay. Hold on, Gabrielle, you ain't poor.
Hey, she ain't
You fooling
Dwayne
yourself.
Wade rich.
And you fooling yourself
She
on
ain't
that.
Dwayne Wade
She
rich.
is Dwayne Wade rich.
What? You out your
She
crackhead
is
mind.
Dwayne-
She ain't no Dwayne Wade
Y'all
rich.
need to stop tripping. She is
She ain't Dwayne Wade rich.
You must be out your damn mind, Ruben. She ain't nowhere near Dwayne Wade rich. But I don't think that matters. Because the reality, I don't. I just don't. Because, I mean, once you get to a certain level of having resources, then everything else is just kind of noise. I mean,
So-
if you got 100 million,
Yeah.
or 500 million,
Yeah.
you still gonna do whatever the hell you want.
Or if you got like 100,000, hey Marcus, you got this kind of pass, dog?
Come on,
I mean,
man.
let's just.
Come on, man. Come
But so basically, what I'm hearing is the reason why his pass was developed is because he's paid.
I didn't
not
say
say
that.
that.
I didn't say
I did
that.
not say
Nobody
that.
said
I
that.
don't
Here's the
care if we both living in the projects. You ain't about to come to me and tell me that you've had another child with somebody else. Absolutely not.
Here's the
Pack
thing
up your
with-
stuff and y'all go get a house
Here's
together.
the thing with the whole pass thing, though. The whole thing with the pass is, and I wasn't there, and we talked about this. Obviously, yeah. We talked about this on another show on Legacy Internet Radio a couple of days ago, on
Yeah.
the Green Room version 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and
But
Lisa
we
P
ain't talking
last
about this.
Wednesday. We talked about this subject right here. And basically what I said then is the same thing that I'm going to say now. If you think that she was okay with him going and having another girlfriend, then you crazy. Now, if that was what his interpretation was, then okay, then that's what his interpretation was. But that ain't what she thought, because I don't think anybody saw her going outside. Now, if that baby comes up and is 5'4" instead of 6'4", then maybe so. When she has her baby, then maybe she took that discussion of having a pass as seriously as he did. But I mean, the reality is, ain't no sister giving no dude no pass, no matter what he thinks she said.
So you're basically saying he didn't get a pass.
Hell no.
He got lucky.
Well, if you call it luck,
Well, I
then
mean,
call
what
it
do you
luck.
call it then? Because I call it getting a pass. Because straight up, if I went and we broke up,
You know what
I
he
broke
got?
up with some girl, and I went out and had sex with some other girl, and next thing you know, she's pregnant, but we got right back
You know
together.
what he got? He got a test. That's what he got. She was testing to see if he would actually go out and do it. In her mind, he just failed. That's what she got. That's
But
what he
now
got.
she got an 8.5 carat ring.
And so did Kobe's wife, because that's what they do. That's what they do. I mean, you go out, you do what you did, and you do what he did, and then to make amends, if you want to be with your wife, your girlfriend, or whoever,
Okay.
your number one, so be it, or whatever it is you want to call them. You do what you think is the right thing, and that's go out and spend a whole bunch of money on a gift or whatever.
Okay.
Kobe, what was it, like a $10 million
Something like that.
purple
12.
pink
It was hot.
diamond or whatever it was?
It was
I mean, whatever.
So basically, once again, I'm getting back to my question. And I guess I'll go to Tony. Because to me, it seemed like the dude got a pass.
I think.
I mean, let's take all the money out of it. If that happened to you, would you have accepted his ring?
No.
That's why. Would you have accepted his ring?
No.
So, once again, why did Gabrielle Union clearly gave this dude a pass? Yes or no?
I think
Yes or
that
no?
She did, but let
Thank
me
you.
explain. I think that with her, okay, so she's got the career now. I think maybe she does really love him, but I think for her, he helps to complete, like the image is there. Like he helps complete what she wants her life to look like. And maybe this baby, she just sees, okay, well, this may be like a little stain in our family photo, but overall, I got him and he's still with me.
I think it's
And-
low self-esteem.
And S-Way got
Well,
that
that's-
stank face on.
That's what I
That's what I was
said.
hoping to see.
It's low self-esteem.
That too.
Really?
That's really all it is.
So okay. Obviously, you agree S-Y that he got a pass.
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, thank you. Because I don't know why the dude didn't say that, but it is what it is. Because the dude, because
Can you define pass?
She's excused his F up.
yeah,
Okay. Because when you said pass, the
I
whole
didn't.
time,
I didn't say a hall pass.
Well,
Right, like she gave him the okay to go
that is
out,
the
and
connotation
that's what he was
that I
saying.
have been taking this whole time.
Oh.
The hall pass, because the way the story was broken. The story was broken that they broke up for a little while and they were both allowed to go and do what they're going to do, which to me sounds like a pass if they're coming back to each other eventually. And in the period of time when they're not together is the period of time where this child
Correct.
is this child with this other girl is conceived.
And I guess what I'm saying
So
is,
when you say pass, you're saying I see what you did.
I forgave your mess up.
and there's the pass.
and I'm gonna take your ring,
Okay.
and we gonna get
But
back.
see,
And then
Don't leave me. I don't wanna be
here's what I
lonely.
also think.
Okay.
Carlton don't like the word disingenuous, but here's where I think that some of the sisters in the room, Tony and SY, to call you out specifically, are being somewhat disingenuous. Maybe not for your individual situations, but we know that there's precedent for this happening, and it's not always just the rich guy.
Oh, it happens a lot.
It happens a lot.
To a lot of women.
Right, and so to assume that it ain't gonna happen. And I mean, we're not just talking about, guys, because, there's some women that turned up too.
And that's great, but that's what we're talking about right now.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Now, with that being said, I just need an explanation on one more thing before we go to the last subject. So, she gave the dude a pass. She took his ring. Now she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. However, about a week ago, she apologized for the pass. I don't get that. I don't understand why she did that. Let me read something because it didn't make any sense to me. Well, I take that back. It did make sense to me. I just thought it was stupid. The breakup was because of distance and scheduling, unquote. Quote, I finished filming the show and I flew to Vegas right away to start shooting Think Like a Man 2. I couldn't take time off and miss some quality togetherness we desperately needed. Now, basically, she took credit for the breakup. I'm sorry, and maybe it's just me, and I'm pretty sure Marcus J might agree with me. I have no idea. I think I can count on one hand with zero of how many black women would sit here and just do this so publicly, like, oh, it ain't no big deal. It's my fault why he slept with the other woman because I wasn't there for it. Please explain this to me because I don't get it.
I'm sorry, explain what that is. Her apology.
Her apology.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. Because even if that were true, even if you felt like, okay, well, maybe it was partially my fault, like, I'm not going to say that.
You're not even going to tell your friends you thinking
right,
that.
I'm not going to say that. But, again, maybe that's kind of her, maybe that makes it easier for her to live with it and kind of save a little bit of face in the eye of the public by taking some responsibility in that. But my thing is whether, regardless, of why we broke up, like, the fact that if you really cared about me and us, and we weren't apart that long,
you wouldn't have
for you to
slept with
put
nobody
yourself
else
out there like that, unprotected, to me, that's like I would have just been done with you, even if she didn't get pregnant. If I found out about that, that's just, to me, you're too far gone. I don't want none of that.
She apologized?
So SY, yes, she basically apologized in an article she wrote. They had an article, and she apologized because she was going along trying to get her career together as far as filming movies and stuff like that. She was away so long, it caused them to break up, and it caused him to go and find some other woman to lay his soul into. And I guess I'm being kind of crass because I believe this is a bunch of BS. And to me, I mean, and let's be real. We were talking about black women. I don't know any black women who would sit here, one, apologize, saying that it's her fault that that their man that they're now with went and found somebody else and got them pregnant, then accept the ring. First of all, I don't think black women would tell their best friend that kind of crap, much less she told the whole world. What the hell is going on with her?
I would never think it. I would never say it.
But if you were thinking it, you wouldn't tell us?
I wouldn't tell a soul if the stupid thoughts came to my mind, because then, for that matter, while he's away playing ball, then I might as well go do what I'm doing because I feel some kind of way because he's not around to take care of me. That's wrong. That's wrong on my part, and what he has done is wrong to her. And again, I'm taking it all the way back, and I'm saying she has low self-esteem. She's exhibited, and then I made a comment before, like you said, Marcus. We there was a talk about this topic already, but she's never going to get past this. She's not going to get past this in any way because she's dealing with it in real life, and she deals with it on freaking TV.
Well, I think that 8.5 carats is saying that she can get over it.
No, she's not going to get over it just because she has
I'm not
8.5
saying she
carats.
is, but
What's going to
apparently
happen is she's going to walk around and say, yeah, she may have a baby, but I got the ring. So, you got the ring, but I still get the piece. It doesn't matter.
And to me, I feel like this is a tragedy for black women, for a black woman who is so prominent to sit here and basically apologize for the stupidity of a man. Because, don't get me wrong, it is what it is. But dude, man, the dude went, found himself another piece, got her pregnant. First of all, dude, you're worth like millions of dollars. You can't spend $5 on like 3 condoms.
Because in his head, he was like, so, we not together. He's doing what he's doing.
But that's
he's
what I'm
doing.
saying. It's not even about that with me. It's like, yo, do you really want to give more money away? I mean, that's stupid.
But wasn't he
First
dating
of all,
this girl anyway before?
I was gonna say it was somebody he knew.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was somebody he
wasn't
was
like
dating
He was
before.
like meeting her here and there. Like she was in his
but
house.
it doesn't
They spent
matter.
time at the house.
It still doesn't matter. Why
what
you
goes
say?
around comes around.
I mean, you just getting women pregnant. That's basically what's going on now. But then he couldn't get the woman he was with pregnant until surprisingly, today. Oh, I'm pregnant. I have no Christmas, right, baby? Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's just one of those things that I feel like that, at the beginning, y'all were really like, well, she's feeling kind of bad about herself, whatever. This is an atrocity to black women, completely. And by the fact that she is so prominent and coming out and basically saying, it's my fault, blah, blah.
All right, let me stop you.
I mean, that's my opinion,
Let me
though.
stop you. Does any other community lay this kind of baggage on anybody in their community? Does a white girl look at Miley Cyrus and say, this is a travesty for white women? I mean, that's the craziest position that you've
some people
taken.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's dumb. It's dumb when you say it when it's Miley Cyrus, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb when little white girls are walking around feeling that it's a travesty to white girls because Miley Cyrus is twerking her lower back because she ain't got no ass. And so it's the same thing when we're talking about it being a travesty for black women because Gabrielle Union has done what she's done. That's Gabrielle Union. That's her. Ain't got nothing to do with Tony. Ain't got nothing to do with SY. Ain't got nothing to do with none of the sisters that we got Lexi and Radio or any place else. So I don't want to do that. She is not a representative of every single sister in this country.
And she's also not a role model, too, right?
I mean, you know how I feel about the whole role model thing.
Exactly.
I think that anybody that's in the public eye should be mindful of what they do because people are watching them. But if they choose not to, that's on them. If they choose not to, that's on them. But as far as that, I can't hang that on an individual by saying that you're representing an entire race because that's a slippery slope to get on, man. It is. It's a very slippery slope to get on because that's like saying that, the guy that I saw walking down the street with his pants off his ass, or Lil Wayne for that matter, represents all black men. It's black men in this room right now that I can assure you that Lil Wayne don't represent.
Correct.
And so how are we going to say that Gabrielle Union is going to represent the sisters if Lil Wayne don't represent the brothers?
Because, unfortunately, in the world of public opinion, for some people in this world, Lil Wayne does. Oh, that's what all black people are like. In some worlds, it's like that.
Okay.
In
so
the same.
so
hold
using
on.
the analogy that I made with Miley Cyrus, does she represent all white girls?
In some realm, it's like that.
And do you take those people serious?
Do I take those people serious?
Do you take those people serious?
I mean,
You don't.
not really.
Exactly.
I mean, but I guess. But my thing is, and this is just my thing. We sit here and we talk about all the positives and stuff like that, and then you see someone who, I mean, yeah, she's very attractive, 41-year-old woman, and looked like she had her head on straight for as long as she's been out there, and she seems to have made a classic mistake. Yet, some girls will look at this and be like, well, if Gabrielle Union can do it, why can't I? And whether it's fair or not,
No, that's a fair position.
and that's why I bag on Chris Brown so much, because I feel like his stupidity, kids out there looking at his stupidity, and they're like, well, he gets away with it, why can't I? And that's the same thing here. And I mean, I'm not trying to bash the woman. She makes her decisions. However, I'm sorry. This is stupid. This is straight up dumb.
I think what's, and tell me if I'm wrong, Ruben, is you're saying is people are more critical of brown folks than they are of other people. So everything that we do is put under a microscope and just beat to death, essentially.
Yeah.
Because we're brown, because they're brown.
And it's just to me, it's just sad because it's like, 6 months ago, things are different. Now it's like, yeah, the world's talking about this. My question is going to be, are they important people talking about it? Are we going to hear about this on Wendy Williams? As Wendy Williams should say something, I don't think that was a good move. Wendy Williams might say that. They could talk about this on the talk. I mean, it's just like, are they going to... My thing is, I want positive information being skewed out because black men always get ridiculed about when we do dumb shit. Constantly. And to me, this is dumb shit.
We're getting a couple of hits on social media. Comedian S. Lissa P of the Green Room version 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and Lissa P is hitting us up. She's saying Gabby ain't trying to give up the Miami Mommy First Wives Club pass. She's on the sidelines for the most of the games. Steven Sykes of Enliven Radio Tuesday nights from 7 to 9 says she's not pregnant. Watch, she will have a mysterious miscarriage later on. It's bad image because it's so rare we have anyone as popular and so many women supported her. But she doesn't rep all the women. It's a level of respect she had. Think of Obama robs a bank, how much he would fall in opinion overall. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Big Rope. You got one more?
One more.
Oh, you got
Just
one
quick
more?
one.
All right.
Quick one.
All right.
All right. The last one of the day. I'm going to start with SY first. So, SY, which is something you'd rather not hear on the radio? Curse words or suggestive words?
Curse words.
Why?
Because they are what they are.
Okay.
And I can assume what you're saying with your suggestions. But
Okay.
curse words, they are what they are.
All right. Tony?
Suggestive words.
Why?
Because they're so much more graphic to me. It's like, back in the days, you hear songs like Let's Get It On. I mean, you knew what Marvin Gaye was talking about, but it was like, you could still groove to it. But now it's like the things that they say, the lyrics in these songs now, it's like, oh my God, like I feel uncomfortable and I'm an adult. Like it's just, to me, it's just overly graphic and very vivid and too much.
Marcus J.
Curse words for me. While I love curse words, particularly the F words, one of my favorite words, I wish that we had the kind of show that we could say it freely so that I could speak more comfortably.
Nope, that's all I say.
That's the Wednesday show where we use that word more. But in all
Glad we
seriousness,
don't.
I disagree with the suggestive words because if we're, I don't know where you're going with this, but if we're talking about children know what the F word is and they know what the S word is and they know what the N word is. But if we're talking suggestively, you got a little bit more time before they figure out what all of that stuff means.
Okay, cool. I'm going to read you a lyric. Wow, all I got to do is only two sentences. Baby, let me put your panties to the side. I'm going to make you feel all right. That's the opening of a song.
Okay.
If that doesn't tell you what's going, like I understand what you're saying with the age part.
That lyric is making me want to rethink what I just said.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have a 15-year-old son.
Okay.
So
All right. And you know me. If I'm wrong, then I'll stand corrected. But I mean, because that's what I said, I have to stand by what I said. But I
can change what you said.
Well, I'm not going to change it, but I get your point.
Yeah.
I get your point.
What was that?
I don't think there's anything suggestive about that.
But and I think my point is like, back in the day when we were growing up, we had NWF the police. Oh, now we know what they want to do with the police. So it's not a situation where, I got to think about that. No, when people curse people out, usually it's in a mean way. They have hostility towards you. However, this clearly says what it says. And, once again, it's actually a very popular song that's out. It's called "Show Me" by Kid Ink with Chris Brown. And that's the first words that they say in the song. First words. Are you kidding me? They didn't even wait. They didn't even get you into the beat and stuff. They just like, yeah, baby, pull your pants to the side. I'll make it. What? Really? I mean, you know, and Marcus, I understand what you're saying. It's like, well, you know, the age stuff. But I'm sorry, if you're a 12-year-old today, you know what that's talking about. And you don't have to be old to know what that's talking about. And my thing is, I personally hate the radio. I think the radio is horrible. I think public radio is terrible. Now, full disclosure, I have Sirius XM. I like that because I can control what I want to listen to. If I want to listen to some of this stuff, there's a channel for me to do that on. If I want to listen to some more pop music, whatever, channel for me to do that on. If I want to listen to some old school stuff, channel for me to do that on. I think the problem is that public radio is the worst. And then somebody pays public radio to play this 3 times, but every 2 hours. I mean, yeah, every hour. You know, you hate a song one day, next day you singing it. You hear it so much. And my question to the panel is, what can we do about it? Mark J. I mean, really, what can we really do about this?
We need to stop listening to it. I mean, if we really have a problem with it, we need to stop listening to it, because the reality is you got people who are not in, you know, people who do not have our best interests at hands are the people who are in control of those kinds of things. And, you know, we always talk about this meeting that happened a long time ago, and every time this kind of conversation that comes up, I got to remind folks that, you know, the people that run the record labels, pay attention to who these people are and pay attention to what their interests are. You know, their interests are not to uplift the black community, because if it was, and we still be listening to X-Clan and Tribe Called Quest and groups like that. Instead, we're listening to Baby Let Me Move Your Panties to the Side. And we're listening to it 15 times a day, you know, every day for 3 months. And so you got to keep that in mind. And, you know, we debated on, you know, people calling up the stations and requesting the songs and things of that sort. But the reality is these songs get introduced. They get introduced to people, and they don't get introduced by people calling up to hear it for the first time. Yep. They get introduced because they think that that's what you want to listen to, or this is what they want you to listen to. And anything, I mean, you learn in psychology. You get a psychology 101. If you suggest something enough, it becomes part of what you think you like, which is the reason why you can hear that song right there that you hate tonight on Monday. And if you keep your station on whatever station it comes on, by Friday, you can be humming it. And by next Monday, it's going to be your joint.
Yep.
That's what happened to me in Blurred Lines. That's real talk for me. I didn't like that song. I couldn't stand it. And next thing you know, I'm playing it on Legacy and that radio.
And you know, and I don't want to necessarily correct you on one thing. I kind of want to add, it's not even about color anymore.
No, I never said it was. Well, I did say it was about color.
It's not even about that.
You're right.
We're talking about just kids, because pull pants to the sides gonna say the same thing to the black kids and say it to the white kids and the Korean kids, you know. And you wonder why all these kids on 16 and pregnant are 16 and pregnant for stuff like this that they listen to on a consistent basis.
Well, and I mean, in addition to not listening to it, we have to expose our children to something else, give them an alternative. Like my son listens to all kinds of music. He even tells me about things that, you know, different groups and artists that I don't know about, that may be independent artists or, you know, that aren't mainstream. So it's not just a matter, you can't just say, well, you can't listen to that, because they're gonna be like, why should you don't want me to listen to that? And then their friends will be like, oh, you got to hear this. And that's just going to make them want to hear it more. So, you know, I tell my son, you know, like, you think this is hip hop? Let me show you some real hip hop. And, you know, he likes the old school stuff. So we have to expose them to the different and better things that are out there. And, you know, some kids, or, you know, they feel the need to fit in, so they want to listen to everybody, what everybody else is listening to. But, you know, I teach my son that it's great to be different, be you at all times. And he's okay with listening, you know, being the only one listening to the kind of music that he's listening to and dressing the way that he dresses.
Joy agrees. She says public radio sucks big time.
Yep.
That's why. You have any comment?
No.
She's a woman of many words.
Say it, don't spray it.
All right.
Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J. All right, we're going to take our final break of the night. When we come back, we're going to get out of here and try to run through these rants real quick. We know we went way over. It's 10 o'clock. 10:15 is the end of the show tonight. Marcus J. with the crew, Legacy Internet Radio. Be back in a few minutes.